June 13, Acts 9, 1-25. Verse 1. But Saul, still breathing out threatenings and slaughter towards the disciples of the Lord, having come to the high priest, 2, asked from him letters to Damascus, to the synagogues, so that if any he found of the way, being both men and women, having bound, he might bring them to Jerusalem. 3. But in proceeding, it came to pass, he drew near to Damascus, and suddenly shone round about him a light from the heaven. 4. And having fallen on the earth, he heard a voice saying to him, Saul, Saul, why me do you persecute? 5. And he said, Who are you, Lord? And the Lord said, I am Jesus, whom you persecute. It is hard for you against the goads to kick. 6. And trembling and astonished, he said, Lord, what me desire you to do? And the Lord said to him, Rise up and enter into the city, and it shall be told you what it behooves to do. 7. But the men who were traveling with him stood speechless, hearing indeed the voice, but no one seeing. 8. And rose up Saul from the earth, and having been opened eyes his, no one he saw. But leading by the hand him, they brought him to Damascus. 9. And he was days 3 not seeing, and did not eat nor drink. 10. And there was certain disciple in Damascus by name Ananias, and said to him the Lord in a vision, Ananias. And he said, Behold, here am I, Lord. 11. And the Lord to him said, Having risen up, go into the street, which is called Straight, and seek in the house of Judas one, Saul by name, of Tarsus. Lo, for he prays. 12. And he saw in a vision a man by name Ananias coming and putting on him a hand, so that he should receive sight. 13. Answered and Ananias, Lord, I have heard from many concerning this man, how many evils he did to your saints in Jerusalem. 14. And here he has authority from the chief priests to bind all who call on your name. 15. And said to him the Lord, Go, for a vessel of election to me is this man, to bear name my, before Gentiles and kings, and the sons of Israel. 16. I will show to him how much it behooves him, for name my to suffer. 17. And went away Ananias, and entered into the house, and having laid upon him his hands, he said, Saul, brother, the Lord has sent me, Jesus, who appeared to you in the way in which you came, that you might receive sight, and be filled with the Spirit Holy. 18. And immediately fell from eyes his, as it were, scales, and he received sight instantly, and having risen up, was baptized. 19. And having taken food, he was strengthened, and was Saul with the in Damascus disciples days certain. 20. And immediately in the synagogues he was proclaiming Christ, that he is the Son of God. 21. And were amazed all who heard, and said, Not this is he who destroyed in Jerusalem those who called on the name, and here for this had come that bound them he might bring to the chief priests. 22. But Saul more increased in power, and confounded the Jews who dwelt in Damascus, proving that this is the Christ. 23. Now when were fulfilled days many, consulted together the Jews to put to death him. 24. But became known to Saul plot there. They were watching and the gates both day and night, that him they might put to death. 25. But taking him the disciples by night, let down through the wall him, lowering him in a basket.